10 or 12 pounds of pressure, about right here. And that's for this line right here, the pressure line, this on it. Okay? This one's lucky, you can get it pretty well, the whole thing. But you know how some of them are topped up to where you're going to need to put this on here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's got little crevices and stuff in it, you know, little baffles and stuff. Yeah, where you can get it around in there and get all the oil fluid out. Okay. What do we need that for? We got pressure on here already.
10 to 12 pounds?
Yeah. I'm gonna fill this up right here. You see that thing going down? Now some of these Ford trucks and Chevy trucks got a huge reservoir on them. They got a reservoir that almost takes a quart. I'm gonna fill this thing up to max or over max a little bit because it's gonna fill up anyway. I'm gonna put that cap on. See what I'm talking about? No. Don't think that it's got pressure on it. Okay, I turn this off. I'm gonna pop this off of here. Put that bleed into there. Okay. I'm gonna put this clamp on here. Sit on there, right? Yeah. And then you snug this thing up on here. If it's not snug already, grab it on there. Get it snug, turn that thing around. Pop this on here. Okay, we got about 10 or 12 pounds of pressure on there. We're going to open this up here and check for leaks. See how it fills itself up? Yeah, that's why I fill it up quite a bit. Okay, we're good right there, but I'm going to back this thing off. We use so much fluid just filling up that reservoir, we almost empty this thing. You got to push this to release the pressure. Back this off and release pressure. Now, what you can do, when you get one like this, once you suck it out, once you got this thing full, you can just take a jug and fill this thing up so you don't use all your fluid in here to fill up that reservoir. Okay? Or you can just open this thing again and fill it. But like on these type of vehicles, these Chryslers, the Fords, the Chevys that have these big reservoirs, you're going to have to bill out more than 1 quart of fluid because the capacity is just a lot higher. I'm just going to fill this thing up just a little bit over this wheel mark right here. Because this is for the reservoir right here, this first part. I'm going to do it. Y'all know about brake fluid being hydroscopic, right? Y'all know what that means?
No, explain it, please.
Hydroscopic means that it pulls moisture in. You can take like a shot glass or a little glass, and take this fluid and fill up that shot glass about this far from the top and just let it sit there. And probably after an hour or so it'll be full because it's sucking moisture in out of the air. Some of them actually start overflowing.
Why does it do that?
Because this fluid is dry, it's pulling in moisture. And that's why you have to change this fluid after a while, because they get saturated with moisture. Even though they're kind of a sealed system, they're trying to get moisture all the time, and that's what makes them break down. All right, so we got everything here. We got pressure on here. We're sealed. We're full. Normally we lift the car up. Okay, this one we don't. We're gonna have to go down in the pits, and then you go. Where's that manual? This thing right here will tell you the series to bleed these things in.
The Z pattern?
They're not always right rear, left rear, front right, front. They're not always that way. What year is this?
5, right? No.
It'd be under the F series, right? Just so right. Under this, oh, that's Mariners. What are we gonna find it under? Under trucks, right?
Excursion.
Expedition. This one's an expedition.
Okay. On this one you bleed right rear, front right, front left. This one's normal. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. But if you look at some of these in here, they're not always that way. See, this one's 1, 2, 3, 4.
This one is
On these
5.
Broncos, they're different.
Oh, that's a trick.
They're not always.
Z pattern.
Yeah, they're not always this way. So you kind of need to look them up and do them. Now again,
So what's the importance of getting the correct pattern?
to bleed it properly. Yeah. Now on your Chevys, on some of these, I haven't even done one of these right here. Special procedure with anti-lock brakes, manual bleed procedures. Y'all just need to read this stuff right here. I'm trying to find one that takes that metering valve. Dominate. It's called a combination valve. Let's see. Here you go. Like these right here. This is the tool I was telling David about a while ago. You need to have this little special tool when using pressure equipment. See, that's what this is, pressure equipment, because we pressured up this system. Okay. You need to use a special tool to depress the metering plunger on the combination valve. It's a little tool that looks kind of like a fork, and you stick it in there and then you turn a screw on it and it spreads out, holding that valve open. Because if you don't have that in there, when you put pressure on it, the valve slams closed and it won't let you push fluid through it. The only way you could do it then is have a guy sitting in there with his foot on the brake, if you don't have that little tool. So you guys need to keep this in the office in there and look them up. Okay. Once you get the hang of them, they get easier. But you know, just the more you do, the easier it gets. Okay. So now we need to. You can use these adapters, or you can just use a wrench if you want to. You're going to have this suction hose down there. And you need to find which one of these fits the bleeder valves on there. See if this one fits it, it goes in here, and it takes a 9/16 wrench in all these, so you can use the same size wrench all the way around. On some vehicles, the rears are different size than the fronts. Okay? So it would take 2 different wrenches if you just use the wrench on the valves. Ours is going to take 2 different ones of these. Say one of them's 8 millimeters in the rear and then 10 millimeters in the front. So you need to have the 2 different ones with you down there. I don't know if y'all want to keep them up here, but you. And another thing is if you get a vehicle in here that's been down to the coast or been up north in the salt area, you need to spray some Enforce on those valves a little bit before you do them, because they're going to be corroded. All right. Some of them, you might even have to take the valve all the way out to get it to bleed. You know, I mean, they get plugged up. You've taken the real cylinder valves out before, they're full of crap. Okay? So, who's going to be down there doing it? Well, I'll go down there with somebody. I'll just take all these down there.
I'm gonna go down there with you.
Is everything okay?